No condom though. No condom though.
Like, content creating is the way of the future. That's where people like us are making it.
Yeah.
I understand I'm a better rapper than a lot of rappers. A lot of rappers don't understand that. And the thing is, the only people who appreciate good rappers are other rappers. Unless you've made a reputation before they made one.
You are a better rapper than a lot of these rappers.
Oh, trust me, I know that.
I know.
I appreciate you saying it, but trust me, I know that.
Yeah.
Just from the way I study hip-hop that other people don't even know. Like, when you came over earlier today, I'm playing you a special ed song, and you're like, yo, it's a special ed. I'm like, I'm surprised you knew that. And you're like, yeah, but I never heard this song.
Yeah, I didn't hear that particular song, but I knew.
But it was a fire song.
Yeah, it was.
And this is what I'm trying to say is like,
and like special ed's like a rare, like a lot, like if you're not a hip hop head, you don't know special ed.
You wouldn't even know. I was impressed you knew it was special ed. You're a little bit older than me, so after I thought about it, I'm like, it makes sense you know that. But it just shows me that you understand hip hop the same way, right?
Yeah.
And to me, like, I used to be very passionate on that and strong on that. And as the years have gone on, I'm not gonna lie. About a year and a half ago, Chris came over one night. Chris Jackson, Chris Got Rock, shout out to him, Maximum FM. And he was like, yo, like, he's like, I don't think you're a whack MC, trust me. He's like, I think you're dope. Yeah. He's like, but with the way I see media going, the shift in things, and just the way you understand hip hop and understand the history for your age, like as 28 years old, to even know who, like, you know, like Coca La Rock is and like what these people's imprint on hip hop is, even to a small degree for your age. He's like, your flourish is media.
Yeah.
And ever since he said that to me, I took a step back on my music career and started taking my media career more seriously. Because first off, Chris and the Get Loose crew were the first Canadian hip hop group to gain international sales. So he's a pioneer.
Facts.
Not only that, he's my OG. He got me on Max FM, and he's my OG. Like, when I've had issues, he's been the one who will call me at 11 at night and talk me through and be like, yo, you bugging. Like, stop being emotional. Or, all right, you're validated in this. Most times it's like, yo, dude, stop being emotional. Sleep on it for a couple nights, come back and think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And, like, yo, you need that, like...
You need that balance, but...
You need somebody to keep it real with you like that. Like,
but you know what's crazy? And this isn't beef to anyone as well. You know, because Bell City, I'm so glad I moved from there. Because I was the illest in Bell City. Ain't no one in Bell City touching me.
Facts.
Is that facts, though?
That's facts.
Am I just tooting my own horn, or is this facts?
No. That's facts.
The closest to me is Scott Free, which I'll give the utmost salute to.
Yes.
I love Scott Free. And he's coming up to do Breaking Records Radio with us in a couple weeks. Like, I'm not disrespecting no one here. Aside from Scott Free, next closest up is Calvin, Young Versetti. Those two.
Yeah.
And you know what? Young Versetti might even be at a point with the way he's changed his style so much and the way he's doing different things. Like, he might even surpass Scott. And that's no disrespect. Like, Tyler, all these other dudes, I love them, but my body of work.
I'm not disrespecting him, but, like, Scott's super ill, too.
Yeah,
like,
he is. He's
like,
I feel like, and I don't even feel like Versetti's giving me a run for my money. The thing is with Versetti is he really understands the culture as where it is now, as to where I feel like I'm in that in-between mode where Scott is and where other people are, where, like, I'm trying to understand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm almost at a confusion point a little bit, right? Versetti knows what the young generation wants. Scott knows what my generation wants.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I'm in the middle of the two.
You understand both.
But I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm not trying to put no one down, but all I'm trying to say...
Because honestly, like, I know how much of a lyricist you are. And sometimes you play me songs and you're like, this is fire. Honestly, at first I think you're trolling, but then I actually hear you play this song over and over again, and I'm like, he does actually like this new song. And I'm like, I think you understand probably about the more newer shit than I do. But like...
Well, because I have to.
Yeah, but like
I was a hater of new shit for so long, and do you know what it got me? Nothing but sounding like someone who was 10 years older than they actually are.
Exactly.
And that's why I was saying it's between those two, because Scott, he understands the new shit less than I do. But Versetti understands the new shit 100 times more than I do. Now, if you could turn Scott Free and Versetti into the same MC, they would have me beat. They would have Bell City's title. They would be the best rapper to come out of the city. But to be honest with you, and it's not this, you know, it's not humble brag, and this isn't trying to toot my own horn, but you know, people from Bell City know the work I've put in, the shit I've done. You know, it's a hateful city, so people don't really show each other love. They don't listen to each other's projects. But if you look at the groundwork I've laid, and if you look at the potential put in all of these albums, even just judge it up to the perfect balance before I moved to Toronto. Even though the perfect balance is still a Brantford album, you could judge it up to that if you want to, even before that, and look at everything. And I'm telling you, man.
Yo, and that being said,
I'm the MC.
This is episode.
Nah, you know what? We'll keep it continuing if we have to.
Okay.
But yeah, like, I'm not hating. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. Because I think Versetti is the strongest youthful voice in the Bell City. And I think since I've moved, because the thing is, to be honest with you, I feel like I was king of the Bell City for time. I moved, and I stopped caring about it.
Yeah.
The funny thing about places like that, though, is that, like, the dudes who look up to you and shit, you know what I mean? I'm not going to name names, but I know enough of them. When I see them in private, they're like, oh, yo, I looked at, like, yo, you, like, I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't for you and stuff. Like, I'm not going to name them, but it's a large majority of them.
Yeah.
Cool. But when I'm doing shit, you don't show any support. It's like this, like, hate fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? Complex that, like, happens with it. It's like, to me, I always rep Bell City growing up because I'm like, yo, I can show the next dude that's cool to be from Bell City, be a dope rapper, and still do it. And do you know what the biggest heartbreak was? And once again, it's no disrespect, but young Versetti. And not to say the music he's not making now isn't dope, because it is. Like, even that DJ diss he did, like, it was cool. Doing your own dick pic in it, I thought was awkward. But either way, I thought that shit was cool. But it's like, I love seeing the artists who are like, that's why I continue to support Scott Free, because, like, he's dope.
He is dope.
And he doesn't, aside from that Turned Up joint, which, like, I thought was funny because, like, a little while ago, he's like, yo, this is the joint that started it all. And to me, I'm like, that's the joint that ruined it all, in my perspective. Tipsy came nice on that. Just came nice on that. You know, no disrespect to them. I like them.
What was that one joint he had before that? That was the Marv one?
Man, Scott Free had a joint that nobody heard because he never put it out called Boom Baptized. And that shit was so fire. Like, Scott Free was fire before people, like, even realized he was fire. You know what I mean? Like,
and he's dropped some dope acapellas on my shit.
Man, I remember Scott Free freestyling in high school. Like, Scott Free was like, when I was coming up, before, like, we were one of the first YouTube groups.
At one point,
Scott Free wasn't a YouTube dude because he was a generation older than us. Yeah. But, like, us, Icon, we were one of the first, like, YouTube movements in Brantford, right? That's why people fuck with us, because they're like, oh, people are actually dope from Brantford, and they're on YouTube. So the younger generation seen it, understood it, cool. And I understand why they moved past it, because they're like, we can do it too. Like, your DJ McDonald's, your Calvins, and all that shit, cool. Because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to move on, carry the torch. Yep. I don't even want you to sit here and give me props, because it's cool. It's dope. I know what you say to me when we've seen each other in person, and that's enough for me. I know what I did for the scene. That's cool. That's why I moved to Toronto, because I'm not trying to be the king of Brantford. I'm trying to be the king of Canada. And I realized a long time ago, The way I respect hip hop is not the way hip hop's going. So cool. I'll find a way to blend in between the lines. But my goal, I'm going to be the DJ Vlad of Canada. I'm going to be the fucking Breakfast Club of Canada. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be the media outlet and resource you rely on.
That's what I see. Like,
that's where I'm going.
Like, I've noticed.
The rapping's cool. I'm making the best records I've ever made in my life right now.
I'm going that route too, like that.
But it ain't, you know what I mean? Rap is so overcrowded and the art itself is so underappreciated. And you know what? I respect all these dudes who give me their flowers 10 years past the fact, like, yo, you know, I'm not going to name names, but there's a couple dudes, you know, when we did the Lil Easy show and the one homie's like, yo, I used to watch your YouTube videos. You're the reason why I rap now. All right, cool. Well, why have I never been tagged on a post online? Like, you know, like you're too cool to say that online. Like, you won't give your flowers where they're deserved online, but you'll tell me in my face. Like, that's almost more sucker than anything. Like, I'd rather tell somebody on Twitter, like, I'd rather tag Eminem in a tweet and be like, you inspired me to do the way I do this rhyme style, than to see him in person and spend the 5 minutes I have in his face and be like, yo, you inspired me to do this and this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a time and a place for everything, and I just think everybody's so caught up in being the man that nobody wants to show appreciation and love.
It's too many, like, yes men's in your face, and then, like, how they really feel is how they say it online. And then I feel like I was doing an interview with Dean Devlin.
That's why my circle's tight. And it's all MCs, and they're all critical.
And, like,
Lipinski's hated on you in the past.
Yes.
Aces has hated on you in the past.
With me and you, I've told you when I don't like things. I told you what part I didn't like. I didn't say.
See, and that's what I like.
I didn't
and that's
say,
why you are one of the few people I show my new music to.
Yeah.
Because you will legit be like, I didn't like this. I like this. I like this. And I know your hip hop knowledge. Yeah. And I know the fan base I'm reaching for, just the type of people that I understand to understand it.
And that's the way I've always been with, like,
that's what I like.
Everybody. Like, I feel.
I don't want to play it for a 17-year-old who listens to Lil Pump and be like, well, I like that. Well, you're not you're not who I'm appealing to.
You know what I used to hate when, like, somebody would, like, I play a new song for somebody, and they would say, that's all right. It's like they're right in the middle. I'd rather them, like, because, like, it doesn't draw emotion. I feel like either if you really don't like it, then it might be something, or if you really like it, it might be something. If you say it's all right, then I'm like,
no, you know what? I agree. And
like,
now that you say that, I think I've done that with you before.
What? Said that?
I think things are and it's either been one or two ways. Now you say that.
Yeah, it's like,
so,
I feel it like.
So I want you to play me back anything you've ever played me.
This whole art thing.
I'm gonna tell you.
This whole art thing, I feel.
Because there's definitely songs you've shown me that I thought are whack.
And you were like, yeah.
It's all right. Okay. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, too, you gotta understand where I'm coming from. I know you understand bars and shit.
I want you to say, I don't like that. If you really don't like it, I want you to say that. I don't want to hear it's all right.
But
because then I don't
see
know.
The problem in today's
generation. I don't know where to go from there.
Is that you're a hater if you think things are whack when you think they're whack.
I'm alright being called a hater. Like, mad people have called me haters over time, and like they have.
I'm not trying to be the corny old dude though.
No, like
I try my hardest to understand you, and like that's the thing.
But
I fuck with like shit. Like I do fuck with new shit. Like I like Lil Baby and Gunna. Like you can't even stand it when I play it. No, I like it.
I'm not.
And then you'll play me some shit, and I'll be like, I don't even think it's lyrical, but you'll feel it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel the most intense levels of lyricism, but I've learned to appreciate the most simplest form of simplism.
Yeah, it's almost like like you said earlier, for years you were always about the like this super like the rhyme scheme.
I tried to be the best rapper
over everything,
but that was the Brantford syndrome. I wanted to be the best rapper in Brantford. When I left Brantford, it slowly became not being the best rapper anymore
See,
because the best rappers in Toronto
I wanna
don't
make the
get
best
love.
songs.
I want to make the best songs.
That's why I've always been on.
That's why when you told me, when I played you that new song of mine, and you were like blown away, you're like, yo, this is the one.
Yeah,
and I'm like, dope, because that's how I feel. But coming from a perspective of someone who's always been about being the best rapper, it's hard to have that feeling about your own songs. You know what I mean? Even if it is the one. And even if my girl's telling me, like, oh, my God, like, this is the best song you've ever made. And I'm like, well, is it, though? Then I send it to my other homegirl. Shout outs to KD.
I'd rather you catch an emotion.
And her and her boyfriend listen to it, and he's a rapper. And it's like, all you need to tweak is this, but this song's going. Yeah. And I'm like, is it, though? Like, who do you trust at a certain point, right? Because you look at hip-hop a certain way, and everyone else looks at it a more face value way.
Like, I've been around people.
That's why media is my outlet. Like, because I know the music, but
I'll make a good point. I've been around people that have always told me that they didn't like, oh, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. And I've been around people that said, I like that. I like that. I like that. Like, I want to be around. I want to be around people that will say, I like this, but I don't like this.
But you know what? Now we're just gonna come 100% real. I'm one of those dudes. Because in the large majority of songs you show me, there's shit I don't like.
Okay.
But I always judge it as, this is you, it's not me. You know what I mean? Like, and that's my issue, is because I'm such a lyrics person and like a bars and like an MC person that I've really gotten to a point in the last few years where I'm like, I can't let this Miss Cloud and make my judgment. So
can I say something? Like, I know you take a lot of pride in your music and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I want to say this.
I probably bar too much.
You may feel offended by this, but like sometimes I feel I've made better hooks than you.
No, I think we've talked about this. We've talked about this? Yeah. I think I've given that to you in the past, is that you made better hooks. I think our main argument on it was Light Went Up versus Weed Smoking Music. Because I think that's where I got you. I got the better hook, and I'd made a concept song that was better than your concept on the same subject.
Okay. But I think...
But you argued it. But that was our thing.
Okay.
No, we've talked about that before. And I don't disagree. And that's why...
I know, hands down, verses, you've killed... you've way better verses than me.
Because that's what I am.
Yeah.
But it's been about making songs. Exactly. And that's this is the whole conversation we're having. And it's like, this goes back to everyone we talked about. And I don't want no one to feel disrespect, because like, Scott Free to me is a vet. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Young Versetti to me, he's a vet for the new generation. And
he is. Yep.
And like, seeing, like, I don't even like talking about Bell City, because then it puts comparison and shit, and then it makes it either seem like I'm being cocky or whatever. But the way I see Young Versetti is like, he's like the Maloney of Brantford now.
Okay.
I was that dude who was trying to assemble all the different crews, no matter if they had feelings with each other, one another. Like, remember when you guys are Common Dreams or whatever it was, you know what I mean? There was always one dude from every clique that had an issue with me or someone I rapped with. Yeah. And that was always that breaking force, like, dead that shit. Like, we're stronger in numbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I was always that force. But it got to a point where I'm like, yo, being king of Bell City doesn't mean a fucking thing. I need to focus my energy of being king of somewhere else.
You were somebody that was trying to connect things, because I remember...
I was for years.
I remember the first time we had a show together. I think it was in Woodstock. And like all the other guys from Brantford, like when I went on to perform, they all went and had their smoke break. You were the only one that actually stayed and watched my set. And I was like, okay, like and that's why even like when I first even started being around the whole ICOM thing, the only one I want to talk to was you, because of you were the only one that stuck around and see my set. Everybody's seen that I was going to perform, and they're like, smoke break. So you were the one that kind of were trying to connect things
That's all I'm saying, man.
between people. But yeah,
Mutual respect goes a long fucking way. And you know what? All those dudes, and no disrespect to my own team, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But all those dudes who didn't stick around for your set, who am I doing podcasts with? Not them.
and like it's years later now. Like a lot of those guys, like I'm cool with now, like but because we've been hanging.
No, I know, but
hanging around. But like yeah, it's like
No,
At the time,
no.
it was like what the fuck.
trust me, man.
No.
I got feelings about a lot of people in this industry.
Yeah.
I just don't speak them because when you work media, you gotta be on a lot of people's good sides.
So like the moral of this story, I'd say let's wrap this up.
Yeah,
Episode
wrap
50.
it up.
The moral of this story is be real with people. Say the good things they do, say the wrong things they do, and that's how people grow.
I
That's-
agree. I agree.
And that's the moral of the story.
I agree. Yeah, just be honest with people.
Yeah.
You know, when you come up in the Bell City scene, that's not easy. Because, well, it's probably easier now because there's so many kids that rap. But when we were coming up, there's very selected crews. And I understood the importance of power in numbers. That's where everyone else just wanted, like... See, and it's contradictive because me, myself, I made a name off of this and Get Steady. Like, let's not make, like, let's not act like I'm innocent here, right?
Right.
I made my name off of dissing the prominent rap crew in this city before me.
Yeah.
The only difference is when I listen to them, like, I was trying to hit girls up and shit. And like, oh, we listen to Get Steady. And I'm like, I listen to their music. I'm like, these dudes are trash. Like, this is what you listen to? Listen to this. And like, oh, you're way better. You know, like, you know what I mean? It's all always simple shit like that. But if I never diss Get Steady,
Right.
there's no Maloney. There's no Icon. There's no Breaking Records. Breaking Records radio would not be what it is today with 1 million watched viewer minutes.
Congrats to this man. Congrats to us on episode 50.
Episode 50.
And we
We signed the fuck out. Peace.